messing with a country boy, a country boy, a country boy. Don't go messing with a country boy, don't mess with a country boy. When I was a little bitty boy, baby, I cut my teeth on a big old tree. Mama filled my bottle from my moonshine still. My first meal was the bass she killed.
Welcome to a brand new episode of This is Zenk. I'm your host, the future Hall of Famer, Scotty B. We're going to bring in Mr. August, Andrew. Again, as I said in the last show, for some reason, he thinks it's August and not March. I don't know what's wrong with this man. And who the fuck wants August? That's a shitty time of the year. I'm not a fan. Not a fan of that month. No, I don't care for it. I'm a football guy, brother. That's just a tease right there, man. I prefer... my favorite month of the year is October. I'm a big fan of October. No, big baseball playoffs guy, big sports guy. So I like my October. All right. So we are back for another fantastic episode. Let's hype up this channel a little bit. First off, I'm talking about my new podcast, and I'm going to have a run-in if one of you boys would come ahead and come on. It's a debate podcast. First thing I said, no personal attacks. We're going to be respectful. But a lot of people love to debate online about everything. Well, come on the podcast. We can debate, you know. You say your point of view. It is an actual debate, so what will happen is there'll be questions involved. You'll be asked a question. You'll have 2 minutes to respond to the question. Within them 2 minutes, whoever you're debating with is not allowed to interrupt you. And if anyone starts calling someone a piece of garbage or this and that, if they go. Yep. After a warning. I mean, I'll give a warning, but I'm saying if you start getting real vulgar and just becoming an asshole, you're gone. But I'd like to see it. I mean, I think a lot of you have a lot of balls, man. You guys talk a lot of trash online. Come on, let's do it on here. So that's my thing. Andrew, what's your spiel about the channel, what the 100 subscriber gets?
Yes, as soon as we hit the 100 subscriber plateau, we are going to have a contest. We are going to do a draw. One lucky winner will win a 3-month paid subscription to YouTube Premium. So they'll be able to watch Abyss to Zinc commercial free.
Yeah, I mean, why wouldn't you want to watch this commercial free? Because I know I want to see my beautiful face nonstop. I look in the mirror in the morning and say, I missed you. That's how I roll. And YouTube Premium, I mentioned in the last show. It's a good thing because you get YouTube Music with it. And if you're a big music fan, it is honestly worth it. Like, hypothetically, say you're a big Pearl Jam guy. Tons of bootlegs on there of different concerts. I'm a big Guns N' Roses fan. I mean, Jesus, like 1991, there's like 30 concerts from 91 on there. So it's great. I'm a big fan. YouTube Premium is better than Spotify. Like YouTube Music, I find is better than Spotify. You have your playlist, all that stuff. But anyway, let's jump into the show of the day, the main man, Hillbilly Jim. We are doing the Country Boys, Hillbilly Jim, Cousin Luke and Uncle Elmer versus Jesse the Body Ventura, Bob Orton, Roddy Piper from Saturday's Main Event, January 4th, 1986. And if you watch in the description, I put the link for the match. Do you know what the song was that was the original song for the opener?
The original?
Yeah, because this is WWE version, so they had to they didn't keep the old one.
Obsession, wasn't it?
No, I'm talking when they do the intro and they were on the beach and stuff and they were all going on and on. Do you know what the song was?
Was it California Girls?
No. Dire Straits, Walk of Life.
Okay.
Yeah. I remember that. And it's because Dire Straits was pretty kick-ass back at this time. Now when you watch commercials for old people's pills, they have Dire Straits songs on. It's like shit. Yep. I'm old now. Well, I'm not that old. I was only 5 then. 5 or 6. I would have been 7. January of 86. No, it would have been. I was born in 78. How old would I have been? I'd be 7. I would have been 7. All right. God. And so January 4th, 1986. What's Andrew doing back then?
I am just new into the pro wrestling game. I don't even know if I've seen any wrestling yet. Or I'm just playing with the toys, reading the magazines. Yeah, I don't know if I've even seen it at this point. I know that my favorite wrestler at this time is Bruno Sammartino, just based on the magazines finding out that he was champion for so damn long. So that's what I was into. Also, what's the date on this? January something?
January 4th, 86.
I think we would still be on Christmas break, or
yeah, we're coming close to the end. But this would probably be Saturday. You're probably going back to school Monday.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm dreading that, but I had a fun Christmas.
For me, it's basically harness race at this point. I'm aware of wrestling. I know what it is. I like it when I see it,
Mhm.
but I'm not watching it religiously.
You a
I'm
little
like,
Ultramaniac at this point?
well, I had seen the cartoon, so I'm assuming I was now, but I was still really big into harness race, and I would go down there as a kid. And I mean, I'm 70. I'm working in the barns, like shoveling stuff. Like I'm doing everything. So I mean,
Oh, right, the
they,
cartoon was out. Yeah, so I had seen
yeah.
some wrestling.
So my Saturdays would consist of go to the racetrack with my grandfather. He'd drop me off. I go to the barns and just work. I'd work at like child labor, man. I'm pretty sure they didn't even pay me, the sons of bitches. I should actually go back. I'm doing a Hall of Fame for these guys. I should tell them like I want some back pay for all that work I did for you when I was a kid. All right, so let's get into the champions of this era. Who is the World Wrestling Federation champion at this point? Oh, it's a hard one, eh?
It is. Is it Hulk Hogan?
It is. And give me credit for finding an 86 Hogan thing. Looks like someone cummed all over it or something. What the hell's going on there? Someone uses a tribute.
Yeah.
Who is the IC champion?
Chico Santana.
Tito. This is a little older picture of Tito. It would have been 84, maybe. It's not the 86 one, but whatever. Who is the WWF Tag Team Champions?
The Dream Team.
It is the Dream Team. Who is the World Wrestling Federation Women's Champion?
Fabulous Moolah.
That is correct. Who are the WWF Tag Team Women's Champions?
Is it Glamour Girls?
And they, I looked it up. They didn't defend the title once in 1985. Not one time. Like that nice 30-day rule. Like what the fuck? They broke that rule times like fucking 12. Jesus Christ, man. Never. And I think it took them to like the summer of '86 to start defending the titles. I did when they went into Australia. They just sent them over with like, fuck them. Like just go over. The name will sell us out.
Well, we know who Roman Reigns' favorite tag team is.
Because he probably thinks about it all the time.
Yeah.
Who is the NWA World Champion?
Ric Flair.
Ricky Flair it is. There's some blood there. By the way, I was on the internet last night and I seen that WWF 2K24 came out.
Mm.
And I'll give them their credit. The graphics look amazing, but the gameplay is just really shit. I mean, listen, I'm not going to defend AEW. Their fucking game was garbage too. But this one, it's like the gameplay it's just really fucking. But they have blood in it.
Oh, really?
And I find that weird because they don't have blood on the show.
Unless it's Hardway.
But I'll say something. Listen, I'll give them a little bit of credit. Well, no, because the segment was really stupid at the end. But I've seen that final segment with Cody and Paul Heyman. I think it was last week with the security guards. And when Cody throws the chair at the security, hits him in the head. Well, not the indie wrestler.
Yeah.
It was kind of cool. And then Heyman calls Rock and Roman on the phone. I'm like, oh, that's so stupid. Like, you just did something kind of cool, man. And then you fucked it up with something really stupid afterwards.
That's what they do.
Anyway, who is the U.S. champion? Tough one. Yeah, it is Magnum TA. Correct. Who are the NWA Tag Team Champions?
It's the Rock and Roll Express.
You are also correct. Who is the NWA 6-Man Tag Team Champions?
Is it Dusty and the Road Warriors?
No, the Russians. Couldn't get all three of them for some reason. I can only find a picture of two of them. Who is the TV champion?
Is it Dusty?
Double A.
Oh.
Arn Anderson. And we have a few birthdays on this day. We have this man right here turned 28 years old on this day. Jimmy Powers. Yeah, Jimmy turned 28 on this day. So we have him, and we also have this man turned 16 years old.
Oh, Chris
Canyon, which God bless his heart. I remember when he used to do the random diamond cutters out of the blue in the back.
That was the best.
This is fucking just if you interview with someone, you'd see Canyon off in the distance doing a diamond cutter. What a great mind for the business he had. He was really good. Just a sin that like his demons got to him because really original. That I actually rewatched that one where Taker just pummeled them with the chair shots, man.
Garbage.
And it's like, well, I'll tell you right now, man. When they go to court with Vince, I think they might be able to bring some of that stuff up. Well, this is what kind of person tells the guy go almost kill him because he's gay. When Vince is admitted to his own gay experiences, Like,
Vince would never do anything like that. Come on.
like, oh my god, the chair shots. But with that being said, Canyon was really good, really, really good, very smart. If he would have been like him in AEW, he would have been a great road agent in AEW. Like he would probably be he's 16 then. Yeah, he'd be in his like late 40s now if he was still around.
50s.
This is 86. Wouldn't be wrestling, but he'd be a great guy to have to teach the young guys because just super, really smart. And I love the whole thinking outside the box thing because with that, like with the diamond cutters out of the blue, that's them sitting in the back saying, it'd be kind of cool if I did this. It'd be kind of funny. And that's what made me want to YouTube that later. So that's the birthdays. So the match we're doing is a 6-man tag from the Saturday main event. This comes back from the wedding, from the previous Saturday main event, where Uncle Elmer married Judy, which was a real wedding. Did you know that?
Yeah.
It was a real wedding.
It's
fucking crazy. That's a real wedding. And Piper, is it Piper and Orton come out, but Ventura's on commentary insulting him, am I right?
Yep. That's when he says that line that he just loved so much. He totally marked for come on, McMahon, that looks like 2 carp fighting for the same piece of corn.
Yeah. So at this point, the Hillbillies are over, man. They're pretty big. They're a big act. Like I would say they're second baby faces in the company. No, Andre. It'd be Andre. But they'd be third, man.
Even Junkyard, I'd put above them.
Yeah, but okay, but they're over. They're over. So the match, some interviews have started. Oh, there's Jesse. The match is okay. Piper does a slap to the ears that's horrible. It doesn't even come close to hitting it at all. He just like slaps his hands together. Cousin Luke did you ever hear the story about Cousin Luke? What he did when he got paid once?
You're thinking of Cousin Junior.
Is it Junior? This is Luke. This is Luke. Now, was Junior before Luke or after Luke?
Junior was before Luke, and Junior had way more personality than Luke. Luke was just like a deer in the headlights, just awful.
Uncle Elmer was another character. I guess he used to sell fake Rolexes in the back to guys. But Luke, Junior, sorry, real wingnut, gets paid, freaks out, tells them all to go fuck themselves and quits. It's like, that money's eventually going to go away. You know that, right? Like that money's not there forever. Eventually, you're not going to have it anymore. But I guess Luke thought he was rich and told everyone to fuck off and just quit on the spot. We didn't even talk about the match. What do you remember of it? I don't know. I talked about the match last time. You kind of break it down for us.
Sure.
I'll bring up the thing again here. Let's bring up the slideshow again. Go ahead.
This is what happens when you have 2 good workers and then everybody else in the match, because man, the babyface side, Hillbilly's the only one that is halfway decent, and he was, I think, still recovering from his injury because he hardly was in there. It was mostly Luke, and Luke sucks.
Yeah.
And Jesse really sucks. Like Jesse, there was a thing on Facebook going around about a week ago or so. It was like a graph. Mic skills like way up here, but talent way down here, and I just kept copy and pasting Jesse Ventura pictures.
Yeah, it's like Elmer's in rough shape, but like Elmer can't do fucking anything, man. Like I think he's done at Mania too. He's coming close to the end of his run.
I think he has that match against Bundy after that.
Yeah, maybe, but it's pretty much done at that point. The finish is actually the famous Orton hits Luke with the cast, pins him. They celebrate, boom, that's it. Kind of a weird way to do the end because of the way it came about. Like they're supposed to get their revenge, they don't get it. I guess the cheating is kind of, but Piper's not going to go. He's not going to let them go over, regardless. Like I mean, you're sitting back of Piper.
Never.
Like, he's not losing in a tag team match with them guys involved. Like he'll do it with Hogan, but with Cousin Luke and Uncle Elmer and Hillbilly Jim, he's like, they're not having any of that shit. But it's Saturday's main event. It's the opening match. The crowd's hot. I'll give it 2 stars.
Yep. I'm going to go 1.5.
So nothing spectacular, but nothing horrible. Just kind of there. All right. Let's jump into shows of the day. And I sent you a few links. So I'm going to let you do your Japanese stuff so I can get a fucking breath here. Go ahead.
Okay, so we have New Japan did a show called New Year Dash Day 2. So it's kind of, this was on January 4th. So
Excuse me.
it would eventually become Wrestle Kingdom. So if they would have had Wrestle Kingdom back then, this is what it would
Oh,
have
so this
been.
would be night 2 of Wrestle Kingdom, basically.
hmm
Okay.
So opener, we've got Black Tiger versus Shiro Koshinaka, ended without a winner as it was a double countout. Yoshiaki Fujiwara defeated Akira Maeda in 15 minutes and 57 seconds. Hacksaw Jim Duggan and Tatsumi Fujinami ended without a winner because it was a double countout in 6 minutes and 58 seconds. And in the main event, Antonio Inoki and Kengo Kimura defeated Mad Max number 1 and Mad Max number 2 in 8 minutes and 30 seconds. Average age of the wrestlers, 33.1 years.
Now, who's Mad Max, Andrew? Can you break that down for us?
I don't know. I remember my very first taste of Japanese professional wrestling. There was these tapes called World Pro Wrestling from Japan. One of them had Dick Murdoch and Antonio Inoki on the cover. The other had Barbarian and I believe Steve Williams. And it had U.S. comment or English commentary. And that was my first exposure to the Mad Maxes. They were
Okay.
basically Road Warrior ripoffs, which
So you have another.
was a lot of teams in the 80s.
You have another one from All Japan Women in Tokyo.
Yep. So same day we've got at Korakuen Hall in Tokyo. Just 2 matches listed. The All Japan Women Junior Heavyweight title match. Condor Saito defeated Kazu Nagahori. Title change! And then Devil Masami versus Penny Mitchell, winner unknown. That was it.
All right. So let's go look at CWA taping, some Memphis taping in that morning, because they would tape in the mornings to get some of the craziest ratings of ever. But it's not showing me. Rick Casey defeated Benny Trailer.
Hey, why am I still?
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Everyone loves you. That's why. They want to have you on there. They want to have you on there. Sorry. Did I bring him back again? No, you're back again. All right. Here you go. Well, this is the Andrew show. Rick Casey defeated Benny Trailer. Buddy Landell defeated David Hawkins. Freedom Fighters, Justice and Flash, defeated Jim Jameson and David Johnson. Is that Sting and the Warrior?
It might be.
I think it is. Yeah. And Justice was Sting. So there you go. Fantastics defeated Tony Falk and Dutch Mantel. Bill Dundee defeated Jerry Garman. And Rick Casey defeated Tony Falk. Average age of wrestler, 28.7.
Young.
Yeah. All right. Mid-South. This would be a good one here. And we'll jump up to JCPs after that. Oh, it was only one match. Dick Murdoch and Buzz Sawyer versus Teddy DiBiase and Steve Williams doesn't give me a finish. JCP at Greensboro, North Carolina. Greensboro Coliseum. We were well aware of that from this past week. This is the NWA World Television Title Tournament. The quarterfinal, Tully Blanchard defeated Ron Bass. Arn Anderson defeated Jimmy Valiant. Black Bart defeated Road Warrior Animal into a double countout. And Wahoo McDaniel defeated the Barbarian in the quarterfinals to end that.
Oh, does that mean Arn and Tully wrestled?
Well, hold on. Arn Anderson defeated Ronnie Garvin in the open semifinals. Ricky Morton defeated Dennis Conner. That's not a tournament match. Mm-hmm. And also non-tournament match, Road Warrior Hawk defeated Ivan Koloff. And Wahoo McDaniel defeated Tully Blanchard in the semifinal. So there goes away that thing. Harley Race defeated Magnum TA. And the television tournament final, Arn Anderson defeated Wahoo McDaniel. Title change! And the main event, Dusty Rhodes defeated Ric Flair into double DQ. Let's go. It's going
to be tough to beat that card.
Yeah, it is. I'm going to go to Stampede in Edmonton. Ben Barras, I can't pronounce his last name. Barasby? You know what I'm saying? Bassarab. Bassarab, okay. Defeated Hutch Thomas. Steve DeSalvo defeated Mike Hammer. Maka Singh and Cuban Assassin defeated Leo Burke and Rick Patterson. The Great Gumma defeated Chris Benoit. CMP International Tag Team Titles, Honky Tonk Wayne, obviously Honky Tonk Man, and Ron Starr defeated Bad News Allen and Jerry Morrow. Ron Ritchie defeated Kerry Brown. Average age of wrestler, 32 years old. Let's jump in to WWF in Albuquerque, New Mexico, the home of Walter White.
Yeah, weren't they there? One of our previous shows.
Yep, I think so. Doesn't give me finishes. Hillbilly Jim versus King Kong Bundy. Andre Giant versus Big John Studd. Jesus Christ, I would not want to be at that one. That would be fucking
Just
awful.
those two matches. That's all.
That's all they have up. Cedar Rapids, Iowa, 5-season center. King Tonga versus Terry Gibbs. Adrian Adonis versus Mad Dog Vachon. Cousin Luke versus Mike Sharp. Killer Bees versus the Dream Team. Jesse Ventura versus Uncle Elmer. Don Morocco versus Ricky Steamboat. Average age wrestler 36.1. They're also in Reno. Yeah, they're also in Reno, Nevada that day.
Because of Mad Dog.
Moondog Spot versus everyone's favorite Steve Gator Wolf. Alex Spiridov versus Blaney Poffo. Matt Bourne versus Tony Atlas. Corporal Cursor and Scott McGee versus Foreign Land, which is Nikolai Volkov, Iron Sheik. I think they had a name for their tag team.
You know, we're actually going to have a poll to see who we do next. It's between Hardbody Harrison, Buck Zumhoff, and Steve Gatorwolf. So
Yeah, you imagine.
put it down in the comments who you want us to do a deep dive for next.
WWF Women's title, Faust Mula versus Susan Starr. And I'm guessing the main event, Randy Savage versus Tito Santana, average age wrestler, 35 years old. And the last one, the Science main event, we just did, but I'll do the rundown anyway. That was, it doesn't give me that. Well, they were in Florida. It doesn't give me the actual area. But anyway, let me just watch the 6-man WWF World Heavyweight title match. Hulk Hogan defeated Terry Funk. Randy Savage versus George Steele. They're saying special referee Dean Malenko. That's not a special referee. He was just the referee.
Yeah.
So it was like Dean wasn't known then. He was just refereeing.
Data.
Yeah, it's a little silly. Peace match. And they also say special referee Dean Malenko. He's not the special referee. He's a fucking ref. Nikolai Volkov defeated Corporal Kirchner. And in the last match of the night, Junkyard Dog and Rick Steamboat defeated Mr. Fuji and Don Morocco.
Who was the special referee? Dick Kroll?
I don't know. I want to take a look at the TV tapings real quick. See if they have any dark matches on there. They have a few. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, definitely the TV title tournament. That would be the one you want to watch for sure. Easily. Like, there's no doubt about it. That's simple. All right, let's go into sports. We have the NFL test on this day is divisional round playoff. I'll give you the teams: Dallas Cowboys at the LA Rams.
I'm going to say Rams 30, Dallas 17.
20-0 Rams.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Who was...
Well, they're not that good in 86.
What are they doing in the playoffs?
Well, they got in. They just probably snuck in. Who is the best team in the NFL at this point?
Chicago.
How did you know that, sir? You're awful smart. Who's the worst team in the NFL?
Is it Tampa Bay?
Let me take a look here. Tampa Bay and Buffalo are tied for the worst teams in the NFL. Yeah. All right. NBA. Your Atlanta Hawks against the Chicago Bulls.
I'm going to say 117 to 99 for Atlanta.
111-100 Atlanta. Utah Jazz at the Dallas Mavericks.
120 to 105 for Utah.
119-106 Mavericks. San Antonio Spurs at the Golden State Warriors.
How about that? I was off by one in both directions there.
Well, there you go.
What was the teams?
San Antonio Spurs at the Golden State Warriors.
Let's go Warriors 123 to 117.
That's crazy because it's 122-116 San Antonio. That's wild, eh? Philadelphia at Houston.
Philly 106, Houston 95.
115 Houston, 100 Philly. LA Clippers at the Indiana Pacers.
Let's go Pacers 112 to 107.
106 Pacers, 77 Clippers. That's a bad fucking game right there. New York Knicks at the Milwaukee Bucks.
100 even to 88 for the Knicks.
119 Bucks, 86 Knicks. New Jersey or Cleveland Cavaliers at New Jersey Nets.
So Cleveland 122 and the other team 111.
125-106 Nets. Denver Nuggets at Sacramento Kings.
Kings win 117 to 99.
112-107 Kings. Who is the best team in the NBA at this point?
It's Boston.
No, it's LA 26-5. Boston is 25-7, so they're an awful close for second. And who is the worst team in the NBA at this point?
Clippers.
Indiana Pacers 10-22. All right, NHL. Buffalo Sabres at the Boston Bruins.
3-3 tie.
4-0 Boston. Montreal Canadiens at the Calgary Flames.
2-1 Montreal.
6-5 Montreal. Quebec Nordiques at the Detroit Red Wings.
5-2 Detroit.
7-2 Quebec. Hartford Whalers at the Edmonton Oilers.
5-0 Edmonton.
4-3 Edmonton. Chicago Blackhawks at the New York Islanders.
3-1 Islanders.
4-1 Chicago. Philadelphia Flyers at the St. Louis Blues.
3-3 tie.
2-1 St. Louis. LA Kings at Toronto Maple Leafs.
5-4 Toronto.
6-4 LA. And the New Jersey Devils at the Washington Capitals.
1-1 tie.
9-3 Washington.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I know. Who is the best team in the National Hockey League at this point?
Is it Edmonton?
It is Edmonton, yes. 28-7. 28-7-4. Who is the worst team?
Is it Toronto?
Detroit 8-25-5. All right. Songs of the day. Singles. I Miss You Climax. I don't know the name of it. That's what friends are for. Deanna and Friends. Alive and Kickin'. Simple Minds. Party All the Time. Eddie Murphy. It's just funny. And what is the number one single for January 4th, 1986?
Is it Land of Confusion?
Say You, Say Me, Lionel Richie. Did I ever tell you the Lionel Richie story at Cortreco, the concert?
No.
Okay, I pronounced it wrong, but no one's watching. We're 20 minutes in. Okay. Had a guy worked with at Rogers. And this would have been 2015 or 16.
Mm-hmm.
And he went to it. He was super pumped. And that's all he talked about for like fucking months. He was going to it. So he goes to it and he comes back I see him. I said, how'd you make it? He's like, oh, it was awesome. I said, what was the best act thing? I mean, dude, there's hundreds of acts. This is like a 3-day event, right? He's like, Lionel Richie fucking tore the house down.
I can believe it.
And I'm like, really? He's like, tore. He goes, dude, when he came on stage, I was like, oh, it's Lionel Richie, whatever. He was like, man, it was like 3 songs in. Man, the whole crowd was losing their shit over this guy. And it's kind of like, it's good for him, but it's just really weird that they went crazy for him. He blew the place apart. Had an awesome set. Okay, albums. Afterburner, ZZ Top, the Broadway album, Barbra Streisand. Oh my fuck! Can you imagine if one person has that fucking album? I would, if I was dating someone and I seen that album in their house, I'd walk the fuck out of their house. Scarecrow, John Cougar Milligan. That's a good album, actually. Heart. And what is the number one album in January 4th, 1986?
Is it something by Madonna?
Miami Vice soundtrack.
Okay.
Yeah, they're big fans of that. You know, one of the cool. You ever watch Miami Vice?
No, just the openings usually, because it was usually on too late. I would fall asleep.
You should check out.
Same thing with Dallas.
What's the In the Air Tonight? Type in the Air Tonight Miami Vice. One of the coolest things you'll ever like. It's really cool. It's a really cool sequence because back then they were playing all the top songs on Miami Vice. And it's a really cool sequence, like the whole idea of it. Movies. 101 Dalmatians is number 5. Spies Like Us is number 4. The Jewel of the Night is number 3. Out of Africa is number 2. What is the number 1 movie on January 4th, 1986?
Is it one of the Police Academy movies? Oh, of course.
Rocky 4. Now, did you hear about the Rocky 4 director's cut?
Yeah, they got rid of the robot.
So I watched that. What I did was I watched the scenes that were different, and there's definitely some different stuff in there. Like the whole fight scene, they changed it all up. Like I don't know if you see Rocky 5.
Yeah, I don't mind Rocky 5.
We'll get to that in a second. But remember the scene where it's like Mickey's talking to him, like get up, da da da.
Mhm.
They have that in Rocky 4 in the director's cut. And I guess supposedly that scene was made for Rocky 4, but they didn't use it and put it in Rocky 5. Now, my thing with Rocky 5 is this.
Mhm.
I think Rocky 5, the story, the idea is phenomenal. The fact that Rocky loses everything, I think it's great. Unfortunately, the Tommy gun thing didn't work out. That was silly. That was. I wouldn't even put it on the sun. I don't think the sun was that bad. I think the sun was okay.
Oh,
There was
see,
one.
to me, the
Go ahead.
sun is what ruins it. I don't mind the Tommy stuff because that street fight at the end was, really good, and I really like George Washington Duke as a bad
Well,
guy.
Don King,
Don King,
basically.
yeah.
Yeah. I don't think the sun was that bad. I think the funny thing I thought it was funny because Rocky gets home from Russia and gets off the plane. And the son's 15. It's like he was fucking 8 like 3 weeks ago. What the fuck happened to this kid? Like, were you held hostage in Russia for like 8 years that we didn't know about? Like,
He was shaking the whole time.
yeah, like what's going on here? So that was a little bit like that was really stupid. Actually, that was dumb. But the idea of him losing everything, because you could see that character losing everything. Because unfortunately, Rocky wasn't the brightest person in the world, and Paulie was much better. Which is like Paulie was the reason they lost it all. But it's crazy looking at the Adrian character where she comes from in the movie. Where originally she's a shy, sweet girl, and now she's like the one basically who runs the show in the house, kind of thing.
Somebody
But
has
it's yeah, because like Rocky did to be all fucked up. They've eaten fucking stray reeds for fucking supper. I don't know. I like the idea of Rocky 5. It has a couple of really bad flaws in it, unfortunately. That's sad. But yeah, the rip-off Don King guy is good. But anyway, Rocky 4 was a number one movie that day. And I was a big Rocky 4 fan as a kid. Huge Rocky 4 fan. Loved it. I mean, that opening with the two gloves, man, that can make any 6-year-old or like 8-year-old freak lose their mind.
See, I always preferred 3 to 4.
See, I seen 4 first.
See,
And then I went backwards, and I seen 3, and then I seen 2, and I seen 1. And I remember in 4, when Apollo dies and he's driving, and they're doing the montage, like the 3 montages they have in that movie. I think it's 3 or 4.
Yeah,
They might have 4, but like
the movie.
they're showing Rocky fighting Apollo, and I'm like, what? I can't figure this out. An 8-year-old brain, like, why is he fighting him? I thought they were friends. I couldn't figure it out. And then I went back, and as a kid, Rocky 1 was my least favorite as a kid because I was 8, dude. So to me, it was boring and dull. As I got older, I'll be straight with you, dude. Rocky 2 is my favorite out of all of them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, no. See, for me, it was 1, 3, 2, 6, 4, 5. Creed.
For me, it would go 2. Well, no, it was a Creed. 2, 6, 1, 4, 5, 3.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I had no idea that you hated 3 so much.
I don't know, man. This wasn't my thing. I didn't hate it. I mean, I'm not a hate. I like all the Rocky movies, but
I
if I'm
think it's
doing
the
it,
best series because the quality doesn't really get that low. Like for example, the Police Academy movies when you get higher numbers.
Yeah, they got stupid. But like, I mean, Rocky Balboa was really good, and I watched Dark Knight on Rocky Balboa, and that was very interesting. That almost never got made. Like he had to sue them to get it made, and very good. But anyway, last thing, TV. This is TV on that evening, which is a Saturday. So here we go. Excuse me. I'm just Facts of Life, Golden Girls 227. That's my stuff. Maybe Love Boat, but it's on at 10. So
Superman the movie too. I think I'm sticking with NBC all night until we get to Hunter, and then I'm like sleeping.
But you got to think Saturday Night Event's on at 12:30. You're gonna sit for that, or are you gonna go to bed?
I didn't see a Saturday Night's Main Event until the Hogan and Orndorff stuff.
Yeah, well, I'll get my DeLorean and go back to the future and be like, well, young Andrew, stay up and watch it. Who is this fucking grown man in my house telling me to sit and watch Saturday Night Event? I think that part would cause a bit of an issue for your family. Like, why is there this grown man in the house telling my fucking 6-year-old to watch wrestling? What's wrong with this guy? 5-year-old, like, is Andrew around? Like, what? How old are you? Like, my 40s. Why do you look like you're from the future? What's that thing in our driveway? It's my DeLorean. I'm gonna take off out of here so you can't get me arrested. We're telling you.
Just make sure you tell me who wins everything so I can bet, and then
you're betting at 5. You're betting at 5, are you?
Try.
I'll come give you a large. I'll give you a large ticket when you're 15. Like, here you go. Well, too is it's like back when I used to go to the racetrack. They'd let us buy tickets. They didn't care if you were fucking one. They'd let you buy a ticket. Like, whatever, here you go.
Oh
But it
yeah,
was
same in the '80s. I'd go to the store and get my grandfather's cigarettes. Like,
But the thing with the racetrack was you could buy tickets, but if you won, good luck getting your money when you're like 12. Like, no. Don't think so. You can spend money, but don't you think you're getting any of that money back?
No.
That's not happening. All right. So again, as I said, the first of the episode, no one's watching right now. I don't give a shit. We are starting a podcast, a debate podcast. All you keyboard warriors, step up. Because I had an argument last night with a guy, and I said, "Do you want to come on and talk about it on here?" And he just completely ignored what I even said to him and went on to something. I'm like, "What are you like? Are you going to answer my question?" Like, oh, people. Anyway, all right, people. Well, thank you for watching the Mr. Zenk, and we'll see you on another episode. Good night, good evening, good day. I don't care, whatever it is you're watching. Good afternoon, and goodbye.
Morning, waking up alone.
Another night, another fight. It seems it never ends. Another town, then another show. Tonight I'll be a hero.